that's the next step after we have discussed phrases. Sabiq Yunus, thank you very much. Okay. So let me talk to you about the specifier, but I exclude, my dear friends, I exclude for the moment and for purely pedagogical reasons, I will exclude the discussion of the CP specifier and also the IP or the TP specifier. Some people would call it IP, and that will depend on the model you are following syntax. Fine. So today let me make this point clear, especially for the ones who are who have only recently been introduced to X-bar theory. Now, the notion of the specifier. Now, the reason why we started with the NP is that NP, is the best type of phrase that explains the architecture of X-bar. Why? It's because in NP displays all the elements on occasions, all the elements, meaning you have a specifier, you have the head, you have the complement, you have the adjunct. So here, the NP is a fertile, area where you can best explain the architecture of X-bar theory. Okay. Zubair, yeah. So TP, and let me answer Zubair very quickly and between brackets. The difference between TP and IP, TP referring to tense phrase and IP referring to inflectional phrase. The new name TP, initially it was an IP, it was an inflection phrase, but in 1992, there was a hypothesis by someone called Pollock. It's called Pollock 92. The hypothesis is referred to as the split infil hypothesis. So infil, which bore tense and agreement and probably other grammatical features, was split into atomistic elements like tense. You have a tense phrase, you have an agreement phrase, you have an aspect phrase. So it depends on the theoretical model that you are following, but still within X-bar theory. And therefore, if on the day of the exam you call it, I'm talking about my classes, but I don't know what your professor would like to hear. So my advice is to follow what your professor says. You see, if your professor works with the TP, tense phrase, then you write TP. If you deal with IP, then you work with IP, no problem with that. Okay, so that's why Miriam says some of us are true beginners, and this is the reason why it would not be pedagogical of me to introduce things that are difficult on day one. Knowledge is presupposed. Some knowledge is presupposed. Before we talk about notions that are somehow advanced, and this is the nature of syntax. This is the nature of syntax. It's implicational. All right. One more question between brackets is not the specifier of the NP, is not the specifier. One more question between brackets is not the specifier of the VP. ما فهمتكش يا عثمان. I'm sorry. You formulate the question again. I think you missed something while you were typing. Zuhair, thanks. Thank you. Sanat says, Sabi, we are so beginners. Sabi, I'm as well a true beginner. Okay, that's how this gives me rationale for deferring the discussion of these advanced notions. Probably they will not be, by the way, look, if you follow, these advanced notions will not be advanced anymore. They will be understood the way you understood NP and its structure. Some of you were really surprised that it was far easier than they had imagined. Okay, so let's just begin waiting for Uthman to rephrase his question. Before I start, with a few examples that will be very spontaneous, please kindly teach us what should be taught first. I am moving, on a step-by-step basis. Okay, Jihad, thank you. You are welcome, Jihad. Okay, so I will. That's exactly what I am doing. In fact, look, there is one thing I would like to say. So today I will briefly be talking about the specifiers for the NP. You know it. We will talk about the possible specifiers for adjective phrases and for prepositional phrases, and probably also for adverb phrases. Okay. Hello, Ayub, Shahid. And then we will move to some practice here. Thank you. Nice. Sumia says, and my other classmates are really absolute beginners. It's just that it's your first year in X bar theory. It's normal. The fact that you are saying that you are beginners means that you are a very good student already. Okay, so it's good to keep saying that you are beginner and your knowledge is, it's good to learn these things. It's not good to display knowledge. We never know enough. We never know enough. Never mind. Okay, so for specifiers, ladies and gentlemen, if there is one category, Ahlan, hello, how are you, Asma? Thank you for joining. I think someone is okay. Wait a minute, let me answer a friend. I need to share with him this live session. Wait. Okay, just a little moment. Let me send him this. Okay. Very good. Okay. So I was telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that if there is Sumia says that. So Sumia has documented me actually. Okay, I have a phone call, but I apologize to my friend or to you. I don't know. Would you kindly, a professor, a colleague is calling me. I don't know if I could answer, and I will tell him that I'll call back after 1 hour. Sorry, dear friends. Fine. No answer. That's so much. Perhaps he is watching us here. I don't know. But it's about the scheduling of a thesis defense. Anyway, let me just finish what I was saying. I was talking to you about the NP, all right, the noun phrase, and its specifier. So the noun phrase is replete with specifiers. It's the phrase that is rich in these elements called specifiers. For example, we may have varieties of specifiers. We will have definite and indefinite articles, indefinite articles, but you can also have quantifiers like some, and you can have demonstratives, and you can look at this variety. So noun phrases are most likely to attract specifiers than are other phrases. Now, for prepositional phrases, typically, generally, if you think about it in terms of frequency, then 90% of the prepositional phrases are specifierless, but nevertheless, there are occasions where, and as we will see in a moment, where we can find a prepositional phrase equipped with a specifier. The same thing goes for adverb phrases, adjective phrases, and verb phrases. Verb phrases, the specifiers verb phrases have been have received a lot of treatment, and these were subject to a lot of debates. Different models have dealt with these specifiers differently. So the problem with syntax is that you may be taught something today. So, for example, the framework I am teaching you, the framework of X-bar theory was fleshed out way back in the 60s and 70s. It flourished in the 70s, of course. But, and of course, in the 80s, the 90s, every, couple of years or so, there is a modification to the framework. And therefore, there are chances for you to see an X-bar analysis for a given phenomenon that goes this way. When in another book or an article, it's still X-bar theory, but it goes the other way. Solution: deal with what you are taught in the class. Now, if you are exam-minded, then you have to follow what your professor tells you, because he or she is the one who will be correcting your exams. All right, so that's a point I have made. The bottom line here is that not every single phrase needs a specifier. I repeat, not every phrase needs a specifier. There are phrases that come without a specifier. Now, if there is a phrase that comes without a specifier, should I make provision for the specifier? No, I just go, I ignore it. ما كايناش. Specifier. Yeah, that's all. But there is something. Beginners, my friends, اللي كيحسبوا راسهم beginners وما هم beginners. You listen. When you represent a phrase, there are elements that you should not account for if they don't exist. If they don't exist, bye-bye. Ignore them. But there are elements that I'm talking to you here about the complement. Let's imagine we don't have a complement. Let's imagine we have something like he slept at 9 o'clock. So slept here is an intransitive verb. Does it have a complement? No. Should I make provision for it? Make provision for هي واش ندير بحسابها بتعرض بالعربية تعرض واش ندير بحساب. Yes. I repeat. If a specifier misses in a phrase, I may ignore it, no problem. I write X double bar, N double bar, for example, and then N bar, etc. But if the complement misses, no. Even if it doesn't exist there, like he slept, I have to make provision for it. It means I have to write the N bar. This is what we call, thank you, Sabik, thank you. This is what we call a conceptual argument. So as long as you have X bar, look at this, you have X double bar, be it a noun phrase, verb phrase, blah, 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 blah. I have no specifier, بلاش قاع. See? بلاش, لا. But هنايا, I should have this. What's this? The X bar. It's the X0, the head, plus its complement. Now, just imagine that I have just an X0, like slept. Does it have a complement? No. But this should be there. Okay? So I have to write X0 here. For example, V double bar, it fits about slept. V bar, even if I don't have a complement. Should I write specifier here? لا, حيت ما كاينش. So go directly. Adjunct, should I make room for an adjunct? No, it does not exist. But this is the backbone. العمود الفقري, the X bar representation. My friends, if you have the three elements, you are on the right track. If you have a phrase that does not have the three, this, and this, then get it away, get X bar theory away, and switch to your traditional, way of representing sentences. The three layers, Natalie, thank you. X bar theory. في 3 ديال الحوايج فيه double bar, البار والزيرو. You understand or no? Double bar, zero. بالعربية جوج ديال البيران البار, and you become, the head will be zero. Okay. Oh, that's nice. This is very good. A very spontaneous way of explaining things. Okay, nice. Now let's just okay, nice. Let me move with you to examples of specifiers. Okay, let me see. I have tried to write some examples here. Yes. So look at this. We are no, you're not. Okay, so let's imagine this. You came right on time. Look at how I wrote time. Time in English, which starts with this, is zatar. So, okay, on time, like this. Okay, so Akram is telling us, Akram Yuftin says, we write X bar theory like this. You are right. So if it's not like this, you can also write it like this. And let me reveal a secret. The reason why it was written like this is just for technical reasons, because the computers at that time could not, write X bar like that. But the two are possible, of course. Nice. Let's move on. Okay, you came right on time. بلاتي سي أيوب اللي قال لي semantic session. Yes, my friend, but will there be enough audience? If there will be enough audience, marhaba. If I will come to talk about semantics with 3 or 4 people, I'm so sorry. That's the thing, and I promise to do that. But just check with your friends if there is a little group that would like to. I'm not asking for much. If it's just 38 or 40, then that will be good. Okay, nice. So you came right on time. You came right on time. Of course, we ignore this you came here because this will be a sentence, and we have not covered how to represent a sentence. And let me anticipate those of you who are worried about the CP and the IP. When we do it, we will do the whole sentence, then we'll be talking about the CP and the IP and their specifiers. Now let's just consider this. Right on time. Right on time. Where is the most important element here? On time. In on time, what do we have? We have a prepositional phrase here. So we have on time. All right. Since we can ask a question on what? On time. You cannot say on. You say you came on. On what? On time. So time is the complement of on. And on is the head of the prepositional phrase on time. Is that okay? Good. Now, it is believed that this right here specifies on time. So right in relation to on time is the same thing that is the in relation to student, the student. So what right does to the phrase on time is exactly what the does to student of physics, for example. So this one right here is considered as a specifier of the noun, the prepositional phrase. But I admit that prepositional phrases are not commonly accompanied with specifiers. They are usually without specifiers unless you want to intensify or whatever. So here you have right, you have just, you came just on time. Just here is also a specifier. Okay, and I have jotted out other things here like exactly and straight on time, exactly on time, straight ahead, etc. These are referred to, these are treated as, of course, specifiers. So let's think of a phrase, this one here, right on time, and let's do it in the form of a tree diagram. Okay, right on time. So you have right on time like this, okay? Right on time is a P double bar. Okay, so we have right here, which is the spec. And then we have on time. On time is what? It's a P bar where you have the P0 on. And then you have time, which is a noun phrase, yes or no? Because the complement of the P0 is always a noun phrase. You cannot have a preposition without a complement in the form of a noun phrase. Mostly it's the noun phrase, at home, at school, at plus noun phrase. So here you have an N double bar like this. Do I have a, look at this, do I have a specifier for time? No specifier, I ignore it. But should I ignore the N bar? No, I should not. As long as I have double bar, I have to have a bar and I have to have a zero. That's the story. That's the story. 2 bars, and then getting out of the 2 bars, going to the other bar, and then your head will be 0. Okay, so N bar, and then N0. And then you have time here. Is that okay, my friends? Okay, tell me. So you may choose to, I don't know, to copy this or to, I hope you understand it anyway. So the same thing for just on time, just at the right time. Can we do just at the right time? It's very curious. Let's see. اجتهاد just at the right time. فيها revision. It's a revision, right? Let's do it. Just at the right time. just at the right time. Look at this. Just at the right million كده. Look how much space I have, but I have come to write it here. No? Just, what did they say? Just at the right time. Okay. Just at the right time. Just at the right time. Okay, I hope it's clear. I hope. Okay. Wait a minute. Just at the right time. Fine. Now, just at the right time, what is the most important element here? It's at. It's like right in around the corner. Right around the corner. Right here is a specifier of around the corner. Just here is a specifier of this. Okay, so the whole thing here is a prepositional phrase, P double bar. And then you have this one here, a specifier. So I have to write spec here, and I write just. Okay. Look at this. I have a P bar. Yeah. And then you have P0 at revision finkena. The right time. What do I have this? What is the right time? It's a noun phrase. And because it's it's a noun phrase, do we have a specifier? Yes, we do. What is it? It's the. Yeah, the. And then you have right. Right is what? It's the opposite of wrong. Right, wrong, nice, good. What are they? They are adjectives. So this one right here is an adjective phrase. Yesterday, we made the point that adjective phrases, without any hesitation, are inside the noun phrase, they are adjuncts. They cannot be complements. So here, right here, is what? It's an adjunct. Time is the head of the noun phrase, right time, the right time. Do I have a complement here? No, I don't. Time, we don't have time of something or time for something. You see? Time for coffee or whatever. We don't have that. So you have time and you don't have a complement. Question. Should I write the N bar here? Yes, I should, even if I don't have the complement, because I told you that it has to have 3 layers. The other question. How many N bars should I have here? The right time. I have N double bar, which is the right time. And then I have the specifier the. Should I have a copy here? Answer, yes, I should have a copy here. Why? Because I have an adjunct. Where is the adjunct? The adjective right. Okay? So let's okay, let's group everything here. So we have the right time is an N double bar. N double bar. And then you have the, which is the determiner, specifier, right, whichever. Let's call it determiner. It's usually a determiner for the noun phrase. Determiner or specifier. For the noun phrase, we can also use determiner. Okay, so let's call it determiner, okay, which is the. Sure. My friends, you listen. I have this tip for you. When you write double bar and you successfully write a determiner, if you have it, and if you don't have it, you write N double bar, and then you have the branch, you stop. It's like the red light. Stop. Why should you stop? Ask yourself the question, should I have a copy or not in this phrase? I am inside the N double bar. And he had the right head. Adjunct ولا ماشي adjunct? Adjunct. So I should write a copy for it. هيا. هذه right. ايش continue. Do I have another adjunct here? No. So I should write now my original N bar. Fine? So here, this is an adjective double bar. adjective bar automatically عندك double bar zero. Okay, yeah, then adjective zero, and then I have right. ها هي right. اسمحوا لي على هادشي. هادي شنو فيها دابا؟ فيها time, so n0 time. Type 1 if you understand me. Type 1 if you think that this is explained clearly enough. Type 1. والو شكون غيتايبي 1 والو. I am waiting for the typing if there is any. Okay. I'm afraid there is a problem of connection because I see that nobody types here. What? سي مصطفى السلام عليكم. انا وي انا خدام انا في واحد اللايف سيشن مع الطلبه. دونك can I'll call you back ان شاء الله. بارك الله فيك. Thank you. الله يخليك سي مصطفى. Thank you so much. Merci. بارك الله فيك. It looks like there is a problem here. Let me type something here. That's the problem. I don't know if you could hear me or not. I see that there is no reaction here. Big issues, I guess. Weird. This is weird. I can't type. I can't do anything. But anyway, I think I should continue. God knows whether you are listening to me or not. But anyway, so we go ahead and yes, and use the other. Yeah, nobody is probably. What's happening here? My God, this is something that I can't understand actually. Oh yes, now things are fine. Okay. At one point there was something wrong. Thank you very much, my friend. واش فهمتوا هادشي اللي كنت كاتب هنايا? I think they are saying you are saying that things are clear. We will probably move to the discussion of the specifier. It's not just about the board, also whether you understood it or not. Very nice. For the adjective phrases, you may have a word like rather. It was rather easy, the exam was mine rather easy. Look at this, rather easy. This easy here is the head of the adjective phrase, and rather here is the specifier. So you have something like, so you have rather, and then you have so, like when you say so easy, you have quite easy. It's one way of saying very easy, and fairly, extremely, but look, and somewhat easy, etc. Sometimes, this would explain, this can be explained like extremely, and these are not specifiers. Actually, these are adverbs because extremely is an adverb, and the adverb gives us information about the adjective, like how easy was it? It was extremely easy. It was very easy. So here this will be an adverb. The adverb will be an adjunct. adverb, adjunct. So we will discuss these things in a moment, please. So let's focus. Let's give examples with these rather. So quite somewhat. Let's take rather. Okay, rather easy, so easy, somewhat easy. Okay, these are rough synonyms. Rough synonyms, I say. So for rather easy, it will be like an adjective double bar because you have easy here with the specifier spec rather, and then you have the adjective bar, adjective zero, and then you have easy. Something like this. So rather here is actually said to be a specifier of rather. Okay, fine. So I think, for the adjective phrase, we can have that in the exercises that we will give. I'm just giving you snapshots from here and there. So all in all, for the adjective phrase, we have the following sentences. You have very, easy. Very here is the specifier. Too easy and so easy, quite easy, rather easy. These are all, of course, not easy, some treatments, because I should not venture into making these full claims. I say these with a lot of care, because the one approach considers negations like not. It was not easy as a specifier for the verb, but recent approaches no. They talk about negative phrase or negation phrase. So I will not venture into these things, and I don't think that the professor, if you have not dealt with these things explicitly in the classroom, it's unlikely that the professor will ask you about these things. The problem with syntax is that it has witnessed a lot of rapid developments. If there is one component in linguistics that developed rapidly, it's syntax. Okay? Therefore, my advice to my dear friends here is to follow what your professor has covered in class. Because sometimes, even if we teach the same X-bar syntax, different professors are somehow influenced by different approaches. You see, but all of them are correct. All of them are right. Okay, so it's good to follow what your professor has covered with you in class. Even when you see that there is a difference between what I'm telling you and what your professor tells you in the class, please follow your professor. That's the thing. I'm just clear about these things. Okay, but 99% of the cases, we agree. We disagree. Well, not disagree, but it's just options. For example, I deal with the inflectional phrase. Some professors will deal with what? With tense phrase. Is one of them correct and the other? No, both of them are correct. But please, so that the professor will see on the day of the exam what he has taught you, not what someone else has shown you. Weird, I don't seem to have this problem. What problem? What problem? I don't know what problem you're talking about. Our friend here, Bussel, salam, dear professor, thank you so much for your fact. Thank you very much, Mr. Bussel. Thank you. I have a comment here by Cole Elok. Good evening, sir. She is smart. She could be smart. My professors say that the inflection in the sentence one is and could be is sent. Could be is sent. In sentence two. Could you please? Yeah. Shof, my friend Cole. My friend. This is exactly what we will be dealing with in our next video when we talk about the complementizer phrase. Maybe not the immediate next section, because the complementizer phrase براسها غادي تاخذنا واحد سويعة just to talk about the complementizer phrase. هنا في حقيقة when we talk about the tense phrase, of course it's going to come, in maybe the next second or third video will be. So no worries. If you feel that I have not touched on this problem, please ask me so that it will be in the right context. Suffice it for the moment to talk about these, things that you definitely need to learn, because if you miss these, if you can't do exercises with these simple phrases, it will be difficult for you to follow. So lest I should confuse our friends here, I'd rather not open that bracket, because if I open it, it's going to take a lot of time, and many of our friends here will be bored. I'm really sorry, my dear friends. We cannot talk about this for the moment, but I promise that this is going to be in this immediate next, or probably the third section, because we will be talking about the complementizer. Very nice. Natalie says, yes, sure. I believe that BA level, they will not. Yeah, that's the thing. But nevertheless, Saeed, there are some professors who do, venture into that for their own. They are convinced, and you know, some can do that. Many of them, they can do that very successfully. But that reflects theoretical faith and theoretical convictions of professors, and whether they are reared academically reared in a tradition that promotes syntactic theory. All right, so I will switch now to another exercise, to other exercises, and let me finish by, because I have some so for the verb negation, but this is dubious. Here you follow what your professor tells you. If you have not dealt with a negator or a negative sentence in the classroom, why don't you take the trouble to ask your professors about it, how you could treat that if you were given a negative sentence in the day of the exam? You see, so you will receive an answer. Is that fine? So that's the thing okay, now would you like us to be involved in more sentences? Let's just clean this out. I think we are left with around 12 minutes. Uthman, please, can NPs be the adjunct of the verb like order the drinks next. ما فهمتكش يا سي عثمان. عفك. Write the full sentence, please. I fail to understand this. It's just I think it's halved. Please, can NPs be the adjunct of the verb? Unlikely. No, unlikely. An NP is unlikely to function as an adjunct. I repeat, an NP is unlikely to. It will not function as an adjunct. No. Sorry. Cannot be as an adjunct. In the next time an NP. ما فهمتكش يا اخي عثمان. اسمح لي بزاف والله. اكتب لي يا صاحبي الجمله. انا عايز جمله مفيده كما كيقولوا المصري. اكتب لي جمله كامله. The whole thing, and I can understand. Now I cannot really. You are writing sentences in a fragmented way, or sometimes between the sentence, because there is a lapse of time that separates us. So probably, the connection problem. There's a variable of connection. Chances are that you write the first sentence, and before you finish it, another comment comes in between, and it's okay. The man will order the drinks next time. مزيان. فينا وين المشكل. The man will order the drinks next time. Next time. Yeah. Next man. What problem? Next time, you mean? Not next man. Yes. The man will order the drink next time. Next time is actually the next time in this case is actually an adverb, but it's category, because next time it's like saying on Monday. You see. So if your question is about the category of on Monday is obviously a noun phrase. On the 3rd of July is a noun phrase, but that's the category. But the function here is, of course, is an adjunct. I think that's the example. So I take back what I said when I categorically said no. Okay, but you can on Monday is a day. It's a noun phrase. Next month, next July, on the 1st, that's on. You have on. Look at this. That's an argument. I have an argument that's an NP, but its function is that of an adverbial. Okay, so on next Monday, since you have on is a preposition, and a preposition chooses only an NP. So on Monday, next Monday is actually a noun phrase, but it functions as an adverbial. So before you call it an adjunct, my friends, so before we call it in the tree diagram, it can appear as an NP. It should appear, in fact, as a noun phrase. But we should not treat it as a noun phrase like the man is my friend. لا. هي ظاهرها noun phrase, but it functions as an adverb. adverb of time, an adverb of time. Therefore, it has this function of the adjunct. So, to conclude, next time, on Monday is a prepositional phrase. احنا مثلا إلا قلت لك on Monday, on next Monday, or by next Monday. By is a preposition. Next Monday, هنا استعملت هاد by, زدت عليها préposition pour montrer qu'il s'agit d'une NP. It's a noun phrase. بالحق it's a noun phrase. In the category هادشي اللي كنشوفو بالحق في tree diagram, we have to interpret it as an adverb. It's an adverb that happens to take, the form of a noun phrase. It's not a noun phrase per se. It's not a noun phrase qua noun phrase. It's not a noun phrase as a noun phrase. The noun phrase on Monday or next Monday is different from the noun phrase the man is my friend. The man is my friend. Yes, it's an NP and it's interpreted as an NP, as a subject. But on Monday, it's at the right time, for example. It's a preposition phrase at the right time. On time is a preposition phrase. Next Monday, next Monday it takes the form of an NP here. But it's an adverb, of course, an adverbial phrase. Thank you. Okay, so let's move on, please, to thank you, Uthman. Now I got you. Thank you for making clear your question. Okay, so it is هنا next Monday اللي كيهم في الإكس بار theory, is whether you does it need a copy? The answer is yes, it does. شتي فين هي الفراز ديال سي عثمان؟ ها هي. The man will order the drinks. شوف هذا الشيء غادي نشوفوه دابا. يلا نخدموا هذه. Will order. Let's talk just about order. Forget about will. نساو عليه will, because we will that I don't want to confuse you. Will عندها treatment خاص به. Yes, it's clear, and I think the same goes for the CP. ما نهضرلكش على الCP اخي عثمان. اسمح لي. I will not talk to you about the CP because we have people here who need to know what a CP is. But look, so order the drink. What did you say? Drinks or the drink? عثمان. Yes, عثمان. Next. The man will order the drinks next time. Order the drinks next time. Okay. I just want you to focus on this. I just want you to focus. Order the drinks next time. Where is the verb here? So this is the verb. Okay. Does this verb have a... sorry, I need to answer this. Look first at whether the verb has a complement or an adjective, or I will not answer anyway. Let me not answer for the moment. You see? So here, order is the verb. Does this have a complement? Yes. Order what? Order the drinks. So this one, شوفوا معي عافاكم, when you are on the exam or when you do exercises, do it like this. قبل ما نمشيو tree diagram. Before, do it like this. شوف هذا شنو هو؟ هذا complement. Okay. Next time شنو هو؟ It's an NP or a DP. DP NP هادشي عاوتاني فيه شوية الهضرة. كاين الاساتذه اللي كي نون فريز كيسميوها دي بي determiner phrase. كاينين اساتذه بحالي اللي هما شويه traditional كيسميوه ان بي. انا بالنسبه لي it's NP. I'm not saying it's true, but it's the framework before. Frameworks came after, where they argue for the DP. Donc some of the professors will teach you DP, no problem. DP هي ال NP. بحال اللهم الا ركز على الدي بي، لا قال لكم دي بي ديروا دي بي صافي. If your professor uses DP, do it. Use DP. اللي هي NP. Okay. Nice. So next time is an adjunct. Okay. So let me take the decision now. Do I have a specifier here? No, I don't. هذه رقم واحد. So I have V double bar, and the order the drinks, etc. This is a verb phrase, V double bar. Do I have a specifier? No. So I should have, something like this, V bar. But I have to stop. عندي adjunct ولا ما عنديش؟ عندي. فين هو هذا. So I write V bar. هي أنا درت لها copy. And then I come to the real end bar. Let's do it together in a clear way. Order the drinks next time. Order the drinks next time. Look. So I have the double bar here. بحال X bar. بحال N bar. بحال P double bar. But it's the same. X double bar, I mean. So do I have a specifier? No. So I should, write the V bar. But I have to wait. Do I have an adjunct here? نقولها لكم بالعربية الله يجزيكم بخير. أسهل طريقة باش نتفادوا الأخطاء في التري دايجرام نهار الامتحان هو خصنا نوقفوا غير نديروا هاد في دبل بار نحبسوه نشوفوا واش عندي الادجنكت ولا لا. هذا رقم واحد. واش شحال من ادجنكت عندي؟ هذه رقم جوج. فين ما وصلتوا لشي حاجه فيها دبل بار واخا هنا لتحت، شتي واخا هنا لتحت انا وقف ندير داك دبل بار نكتبها، عندي سبيسيفاير نكتبو بالحق. I have to stop. Do I have adjuncts or not? That's the miraculous way of answering your exam questions, of drawing tree diagrams in the exam. So here I have to stop here. عندي adjunct عندي شنو خاصو copy. هاد الكوبي واش غادا to the right or to the left? It's to the right. So I have to write the bar. هي that's the copy. دابا الأصل I have to go to my V bar. هي اللي فيها order the V0 هي sorry V0 and then the drinks it's an N double bar V0 order أنا نكتبها هنايا order كتشوفوها ولا ما كتشوفوش؟ غتشوفوها yes. And then you have the drinks. So the كاين specifier اللي كنسميوها دابا determiner the drinks. Do I have complement? ما عندي لا complement لا adjunct, but I still need to have this drinks. Just imagine we have the big drinks. Big is an adjective, and an adjective here is an adjunct. I would have created a copy here ونكتب هنا big, but I don't have it. Je passe. So here I come to next time. Okay. Next time is actually next can be also viewed as a prepositional phrase rather than a noun phrase. You see, next, for example, next door and next, it can be a preposition. Let me just type this and see, just to make sure. Is next in next Monday aspect? Let me see. Next, the word next is not a person, it's actually functions as a determiner or the adjective, depending. So ChatGPT says it's a determiner for time. You mean it's like that time? Okay, so let's, in that case, we consider this as an N double bar. It's not a preposition per se. The reason why I have checked is that different accounts say different things about this. I repeat. Syntax is, if there is one discipline in linguistics that is subject machine disagreement, it's not disagreement. One framework, for example, I am using this transformational grammar. This is too old, but it explains things in a nice way, in a perfect way. There are frameworks that came in the 90s, in the mid 90s. Today they treat something using this category, and tomorrow they will treat something using the other category. You see? So here, the safest way, but of course, teachers are aware of that. Sometimes when they feel that something they have not taught, but it makes sense, they can excuse you. Okay. So here, next, is a determiner here that some would say it's a preposition, but there might be disagreement. Preposition because they have you have you have like next door, next next to. It's not even, no, not even a preposition, no. Anyway, let's call it a determiner. Determiner here is next. And of course, Monday here will be an n bar and then n0 Monday. Whatever you do here, this is subject to different views. But look, what is important in X bar theory? The thing that is important, that is really, 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 really important, is this. The whole thing here is an adjunct. How do we know? Because we have created a copy. This is a copy. Why? Because we have an adjunct, regardless of the agreement or disagreement that we may have here. مهم نهار الامتحان خصني الا شفت هذا الشيء خصني نديرو adjunct. حيت it's an adverb of time. هذا الشيء كلشي regardless of what we do here, that's an adverb of time. Okay, nice. Right, let's move on to probably other phrases. Okay, thank you. What if next is left adjunct modifying the noun time taking no specifier? What if next is a left adjunct modifying the specifier? One of the arguments, Mr. Uthman, you are asking very smart questions. There is a little argument that this next cannot be treated as an adjunct. علاش? If it were an adjunct, then we may have اسمع هذا l'argument هذا. And type 1 if you agree. If you disagree, you have the question, just you write it. You see? Do you know that there is a principle in linguistics, among all languages, that there is this modifier maximality constraint. Rare are the languages that have two modifiers. If I dare say, there are no languages where the noun has two determiners. You see? So let me say this. The reason why we cannot consider next as an adjunct is what? If that were the case, then we may be able to say next the door مثلا, next the month. Can I say next the month ولا next month? Since I cannot say next the month, I can say next month. It means what? It means next it has already occupied the position of the determiner. That's why I cannot have an extra determiner like the there. Okay? Thank you. So that's good. I hope I have explained that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let me now think up another sentence where this uses two determiners. Thank you for that. But yeah, that's I would love to see that, because I said that it's a principle, but we still have these wild grammars. But look, it's rare to come across the across languages where you can have the two determiners. In Amazigh, you have inu, which is a possessive pronoun that can function as a determiner. And you can have the article, for example, I don't know, تدرت, that's a determiner, but then you have inu. Yes, but we cannot have the, for example. That's what I was alluding to. Some, you have a quantifier and you have a. So if you could tell us, would you kindly write words, that are examples? Adlicino, for example. Yeah, that's true. How to know if the copy is left or right, Mustafa? So yeah, thank you for bringing this up, but it's still rare. It's still unmarked compared to languages that have just one determiner. And even this one or these two determiner, another framework would treat it as something else, not really a determiner. This would happen to negation, by the way, in relation to the verb. All right. Then stora bilen, the big car, that's nice. The big car, isn't it wild grammar? Thank you. So that's Swedish. I promise I will look for it immediately after this live. Thank you very much, Technical Soldex. Thank you for this excellent contribution of yours. How to know? Mustafa is asking a very good question. This is a nice question. All questions are nice, but this one is going to be to the benefit of our friends who need to know how to represent this. How do we know if the adjunct is to the left? Is to the, follow the order. Follow the order of the length of the words. Let's have this. Let's have another example. خلينا يلا. Yeah, same question of Hajar كنقولوا same question as Mustafa. Okay, thank you. Is there too many frameworks? Which one is correct? No, there is no one that is correct. Theoretical frameworks in linguistics ما كاينش هذا أحسن من هذا. No. It's just that usually more recent frameworks are able to deal with data maybe in another way, and they don't have many exceptions. You see, they account for more data. That's the thing. Okay, let's say that you have something like let's see. They are in complementary distribution. Yeah, they are complementary, not even complementary. They are not only, they are just complementary. You see. The extremely cold weather in that beautiful city just imagine you have this part of a sentence. Ruqayya Hajjaji says MP studies language in a simplified way, but still lacks cross-linguistic variation. Yes. There is also, linguistic theories in general have these characteristics of falsifiability. There is always, there's always room for exceptions. And another framework will come and claim that it can account for those exceptions, and it will have certain constraints. Another one will come, etc. This is how things go. Each theory has its advantages. That's true. Society. Okay. Now, just imagine we have this. Okay. The extremely cold weather in that beautiful city. The extremely beautiful weather. Cold weather in that beautiful city. What's this? This is a noun phrase. How do we know it's a noun phrase? We can make it in a sentence, and then we can replace it by it. Yeah, Duja, yes. We can say, I like, you like what? I like the extremely beautiful weather in that beautiful city. What do you like? What do you do for that? I like it. It referring to the whole thing, which means that this is an NP. Nice. Okay, yes. So here, weather is the head, as Duja says rightly. Thank you, Duja. Thank you. دابا نشوفوا هذا الشيء اللي قبل واللي من بعد. Okay? Does this noun phrase have a determiner? Yes, it does. What is it? It's the. Okay. Then I have this constituent, extremely cold. Which one is it? Extremely, or is it which modifies which? Can I say the extremely weather? لا ما يمكنش. Can I say the cold weather? Yes. So cold here is the one that is important, and extremely just modifies it. Okay. مزيان. Okay. Weather. مزيان. Okay. In that beautiful city is a prepositional phrase. Does it function as a complement or an adjunct? It functions as an adjunct because it's an adverb of place. All adverbs are adjuncts. Do you understand? There is one thing I want to, again, when you do a tree diagram or when you analyze a sentence, do it block by block. Start with big portions and then come back to each portion and analyze it again. That's what we will do. So we'll come to extremely cold فيها الهضرة عاوتاني هذه عاوتاني فيها الهضرة. But let's do the big portions first so that we can be clear, of how we can, on how we can, you see, how we can draw our tree diagram. We will see, for example, that when we are done like this, we will see that we have an adjunct before and an adjunct after. Fine? And inside the first adjunct, so we have an adjective phrase, but we have extremely here, which is an adverb. Because adverbs start with ad, so it's an adjunct. This extremely is an adjunct where? Is it to this? No. It's just to its sister. هي جريت عن sister ديالها cold. You see? So it's an adjunct inside this sentence. And we have another adjunct here, but this adjunct is not adjunct to weather. No, it's city. Is that fine? So let's draw a tree diagram. The extremely cold weather in that beautiful city. The extremely, someone write the sentence here. The extremely cold weather in that beautiful city. The extremely cold weather in that beautiful city. The extremely cold weather in that beautiful city. Okay. So I have an N double bar. N double bar. We have a determiner. Okay. What do? I have written double bar successfully. I should celebrate it and then wait. Ask myself the question, do I have an adjunct or not? Okay. The extremely cold weather in that beautiful city. Okay. So here, do I have an adjunct? Yes, I do. So هل copy ديالها ها هي. You see? So this is for extremely what? Extremely cold. I come back to this. نديروها بهالطريقة. نشوفوا big portions عاد نرجعوا للديتاي. Do I have another adjunct? شوف معايا مصطفى and I think I don't know who asked the same questions. I don't know. But look, علاش درتها هكا؟ لأن extremely cold جات قبل من weather. كنتبعوا اون غفلت كنعكسوا داك لوردر ديال الفراز اللي عندنا. إلا عندي adjunct قبل الهيد في الفراز راه كنخرجها هكا to the right. إلا عندي ابخي كنخرجوا من هنا. تو سامبل. حنا عندنا تو adjunct غادي تشوف دابا. اوكي واحد من هنا واحد من هنا. علاش؟ حيت في الفراز واحد قبل الهيد وواحد مورا الهيد. صافي. Okay, so here we have extremely cold weather. Yeah. Do I have another adjunct? So ask yourself a question like this. Do I have another adjunct or should I write the original N bar? Answer, no, don't write the original N bar because you have another adjunct. To the left or to the right? Now this time it's to the right. So that's the other adjunct. Okay. Fine. So here I have, do I have another adjunct? No. So I have come to my original N bar. Okay. So we have the original because we have the double bar, the bar. These are copies. Why are they copies? Because we have two adjuncts. Imagine I have 77 adjuncts. I should have 77 copies. So the adjunct here, branches to the right, to the left, and the adjunct here branches to the left because they reflect the order of the sentence. Yeah, Natalie says 77. Okay, I think now we can, very easily go and represent our sentences here. Another question, Uthman says, please, what about phrases where co-reference occurs? How do we deal with them? Example, she fancied herself nervous. Ahakak. See Uthman, again, my friend, my dear friend, Mr. Uthman, you are asking a very relevant question and a very important question. I repeat, Mr. Uthman is asking a very important question. A very important question in the sense that you are addressing an issue. But my answer will not be in this session. You know why? Because you are talking, because the analysis that is offered by linguists to these types of sentences, how do we, she fancied herself nervous. المشكلة هنا ماشي في reflexive. المشكلة ماشي في reflexive. We have a notion of the small clause. Small clause, c'est avancer par rapport à ce qu'on est en train de faire. We cannot understand what small clause is if we don't understand what a clause is خلينا خويا حتى نديروا الكلوز ان شاء الله نفهموا شنو هي الكلوز شنو هي لا ستركتور ديال الكلوز باش كتكون هذا الكلوز نعطيو لي زيكزامبل الاخوان هنايا والاخوات نديروا تري دايجرامز نحتفلوا عاد نمشيو نسمعوا الكلوزز but that's part of the program. My requirement is that you can come. We have to have enough audience. أنا معاك. That's fine. Okay. Nice. Okay. Yeah, these are small clauses وهذوك c'est toujours un chapitre très avancé في textbooks ديال syntax. Okay. Okay. نعطيك الهنت مثلا أنا نقول لك أنا نعطيك الهنت but my friends if you don't understand don't worry I'm just answering Uthman because he insists on this. She fancied herself nervous. Fancied هنايا غادي تكون عندك V0 fancied ياك شي وداك الشيء ما غاديش نهضروا عليها V0 وعندك herself nervous راه هذه كتسمى CP. الله يجازيكم بخير سمحوا لي راه ما CP مازال ما هضرناش عليه I'm answering عثمان. عندك يا اخي CP une CP that does not involve a verb. So this has a special treatment. وherself غيكون subject ديال هذيك السي بي اللي هي small clause. وسنعود ان شاء الله بعد الفاصل. الفاصل اللي غادي يمكن بعد شي 3 ايام ولا 4 ايام انا جاي معك. صافي؟ فيري جود عثمان ذات راس الخيط. اوكي. جود. تلفتينا اخويا عثمان شنو هادشي؟ فينا هي Professor, would you please give us an example from any other language than English, French, for instance? Yes, I can do that, you know, Kautar. It's just that the friends here will mostly you know be examined on the English language, but this does not preclude the possibility of giving examples on occasions, of course, from the French language. But thank you, Ustad Kautar, for this kindly, you know, expressed remark. And yeah, I'm sorry. No problem, سي عثمان. No, أكيد صباح ربي. Nice. تلفتوني على الفاز كتبوا لي الفاز الله يخليكم ولا نحبس يلا. I'm just joking. So it was the extremely cold weather in that beautiful city. صافي. هنا extremely cold. This is for extremely cold. هذه adjunct. This is for weather. بواحدة ما عندها لا كومبليمون لا والو مهنية هاهي. You see? And this is in that beautiful city. Fine. Now, extremely cold weather. Extremely cold is what? Is an adjective phrase. هاهي. Adjective double bar. Do I have a specifier? No. We have an adverb here. We have an adverb اللي هو extremely اللي خصو يكون adjunct ديال cold. Since it's an adverb خصها كوبي ولا ما خصهاش؟ خصها كوبي. An adverb is necessarily an adjunct. So I have to write هاي adjective bar اللي هي extremely. Okay? And then I have to write the normal. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, I need another adjective bar here. Okay, with an adjective 0 اللي هي cold. شفتوا؟ عندي extremely cold هنايا. ما عنديش specifier ما عنديش مشكل. I cross my arms like this and I say do I have an adjunct. لقيت باللي effectivement عندي الادجunct. I write it here. Okay. And then I write, so this is for extremely, and this is for cold. Can you look at the adjective bar? And then I write adjective 0. Right? So here I have the original and I have the copy because I have extremely, which is an adjunct. Extremely is what? It's an adverb phrase. Extremely, you have two adjectives together. Which one would be? You can't have two adjectives together. غادي نجي لهذا السؤال سي ساكيت. What a nice name. شوفوا معايا ساكيت كيسولني على what if you have two adjectives together. صور راسك اخويا انت اللي عندك ساكيت two adjectives together. I'm just joking. It's just a coincidence that your name has these two adjectives. You know, ساكيت means summit peut-être. Okay, I'll come to that. Okay. هنايا عندي an adverb هنا مهني you know donc adverb هي adverb هنا adv double bar adv bar and then ADV0 شفتوا البروتوكول ADV0 عندي extremely انتم تكلفوا بها extremely هذه cold هي whether do I have a complement? I don't have it, so I have to have N0 and I have to have whether. ها فين كاين شويه الخدمه in that city ولا شنو قلت لكم in that beautiful city وقيل ياك in that beautiful city extremely cold weather in that beautiful city. Okay, in that beautiful city is a prepositional phrase. It's a P double bar. Do I have a specifier? No, I don't. So I have to have a P bar. Yeah. In. So it's a P0 هنا. Yeah. In what? That beautiful city. شتي؟ عندي شوية الخدمة هنايا. I don't know if I have enough space here, but that beautiful city will be an N double bar. Yeah, that beautiful city بحال the beautiful city. So that is a determiner. And then, okay, so that is a determiner. هيا determiner that. كندير هكذا واش عندي شي adjunct ولا لا؟ عندي. علاش؟ حيت عندي beautiful. Beautiful is an adjective, and all adjectives are adjuncts. Therefore, I need a copy. Beautiful. هاي خرجناها من هنا حيت beautiful عاد city. You see? And عندي the original N bar, and then you have N0 for city. Yeah. Beautiful هنايا. Beautiful is the adjective double bar, adjective bar, adjective 0, beautiful. I hope you can understand this, my friends. Is that fine? So it's good that you have been able to understand some of the things I have said here. Type 1, thank you, a fruitful tree. Yeah, it's full of fruits. Yeah, thank you, Natalie. Yeah. All right. My friends, if you think you have benefited from this session, type 1. باش نجيو غدا ان شاء الله نهضروا على شنو على الكومبليمنتايزر فريز الا غادي تجيو بيان سور صافي فيري جود دابا ناتالي لو بلون كتايبي حتى هي 1 ناتالي قاريه اوبتيماليتي ثيوري قاريه المينيماليزم قاريه علم الله شنو قاريه but thank you Natalie, thank you Mariam. Look at what Mariam is saying. Syntax has never been easier. Thank you so much. Thank you. اوكي سو غادي نضرب لكم موعد غدا ان شاء الله. نتمنى ان شاء الله التوفيق. Share the information from now with your friends. Thank you, Si Mustafa. Share the information now with your friends. I will come online to talk to you about the complementizer. تما غادي نعرفوا الكومبليمنتايزر فريز نعرفوا حوايج اخرين specifiers اللي مصدعين اشنو هو specifier speed. Tomorrow we'll talk about that. Mr. Sakit, that's called compound adjective. اسمح لي راه باقي ما جاوبتش سي لا هو ما عرفتش شنو ليكزامبل اللي عطى سي ساكيت. ساكيت واش كتهضر لي مثلا الا عندك the tall intelligent friend, my intelligent multilingual ولا polyglot friend ولا my intelligent multilingual friend is nice. الا عندك هذه عندك intelligent عندك multilingual حتى وحده يا اخي ما كتموديفي اختها هادوك جوج بهم كيموديفيو friend. دونك هنا في هذه الحاله الا عندك دوز adjective ولا ثلاثه ولا تيوريكمون ممكن اكثر عندك as many adjective phrases هادو راه اصلا ماشي سون با ديز adjectives سون adjective phrases. Okay, so you have as many copies as you have adjectives. الا عندي مثلا let's try it here قبل ما تمشيو يلا let's عندي مثلا my smart and my smart and give me an adjective. My smart and the multilingual brother. Multilingual brother. brother. Donc هنايا عندي in double bar my, that's the determiner my, and then I have an adjunct smart, and then I have another adjunct multilingual. إلا عندي شي adjective أخرى كنجبد adjunct كنديرها كنبقى adjunct حتى كنهبط لتحت. Okay, so as many copies as you have adjunct. إلا عندك a series of adjectives, they are treated as adjective phrases that are adjuncts, of course. Yes, 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 yes. They can be stacked one after another. Anyway, my dear friends, thank you so much. And by the way, this is not touching on minimalism, and we are just personally, I am dealing with the traditional, approaches. The basic one. علاش the basic one? علاش? It's because شوف, you cannot understand minimalism if you don't understand the old. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you. Without understanding this basic, it's like the relation between phonetics and phonology. Can you understand? Can you do phonology if you don't know place of articulation in manner? No. So these are, mentioned in frameworks like these. They are paving the ground, so to speak, for the people who are otherwise